There's been a huge rumor dump courtesy of Gino, which in the past has leaked out information that turned out to be true. Things like the Pokemon X and Y being in a 3D engine, that there was going to be fairy Pokemon, and other PS4 and Microsoft rumors that turned out to be true. So this guy seems to have a good track record in these situations. So now for all the juicy rumors, and man is there a lot of them. So according to Gino, the NX has a wireless HDMI dongle that can be pulled out of the NX and plugged into any HDMI port on any display, and it streams the video from the NX in HD to your television. Now this seems to be an evolved version of the streaming tech they used to send video from the Wii U console to the Wii U gamepad. Allegedly, the analog controls, which I assume are the analog sticks, have small motors for full haptic feedback. So like if your character's trying to run through the mud, the analog stick would be harder to move around, or maybe if you're firing a gun, there might be some small recoil on the sticks. This seems pretty cool, and since haptic feedback on triggers has been around for a while now and it's been used pretty well in racing games, this might be a really good addition if it turns out to be true. It can supposedly sync up with any device via Bluetooth, things like tablets and smartphones. One example they gave would be like if you got a call or a text, it would actually show up on the game display itself, so you wouldn't have to stop playing to see what text message you got or who's calling you. The closest thing in terms of power is the Xbox One, which is pretty crazy because this seems to be a handheld device that can stream to your TV. So if you're getting Xbox One type graphics and type games on the go, that sounds awesome. And apparently all the tech is the same hardware layout as the PS4 and Xbox One, which means that the hardware layout plus the quote-unquote OS's strong emulation functions and compiler means that it can run any PlayStation 4 or Xbox game easily on the NX with near zero modification to the original source code, which would probably explain why Nintendo hasn't been sending out dev kits even though it's getting close to the launch of this thing. It seems that it's very easy to port games from PS4 and Xbox One, so developers wouldn't need all that development time to learn the ins and outs of Nintendo's new system. And the easiest of all the games to transfer from other systems to Nintendo's appears to be if it runs on Android OS or the Unreal Engine 4. One third party said, "It's the easiest device we've ever developed for. You just take your code, compile it, and it works." Now, we've heard things like this in the past, so you can't really go off by one third-party developer. We're just going to have to wait and see until the thing launches to see really how easy it is to transfer games from other systems to the NX. Oh, and by the way, remember a while back there was a rumor about the NX being two parts, a handheld and a home console? There's still a possibility that this handheld that streams to your TV can later be upgraded so that when you're playing at home, a base station with better graphics is added on. But that's just me speculating, and it could be completely 100% false. Now, as for the type of social features that the NX will have, he says to look at Pokemon Go to get a type of idea of what kind of features Nintendo might have in mind to use on the NX, and that they'll take the multiplayer, AR, and Street Pass concept to a whole new level. That sounds pretty cool because I really like the Street Pass features in the 3DS. I just wish that all that stuff would have carried over to the Wii U when I got home. So this kind of solves that problem because it is both. It's your home and mobile console, so everything's with you all the time. The strengths of the device appears to be in its usability and ease of use. Now, I don't know if that means from the button and control stick layout or if it's something else, but also that developers have described it to him more than once that it visually and functionally looks like if Samsung and Nintendo 2DS had a baby. Now, the Samsung part is easy to understand. It's probably going to be sleek, shiny, like modern smartphones. But the 2DS is an interesting point. They didn't use the 3DS. They specifically said 2DS. So that means the clamshell design is all but dead, and that it's going to be basically like the 2DS or like the Wii U gamepad controller. Now, if you remember back in December, there was a patent from Nintendo where it showed a touchscreen gamepad, where it was kind of cool. It was like the screen went past the analog sticks, or I don't even know if there was analog sticks. I hope there was sticks there. Well, this could very well be the NX controller or something close to it. There's also been many cases of absolutely nothing happening with Nintendo patents, so that's also an important thing to keep in mind. And finally, the operating system, which is apparently called Nintendo OS. or Nintendos or Nintendos. I don't know. The operating system seems to be powerful, but also has a lot of modern features that are found on mobile operating systems today. So Nintendo has been very careful in showing it off because they don't want people to think that it's running Android or something. Whew, that is a lot of rumors. Well, there you have it. A lot of information on Nintendo's next system from what seems to be a credible source with a track record. So we'll see if this turns out to be true. There's a lot of great things in there. A lot of things that make me interested in Nintendo's new system. It's going to be a very interesting couple of months coming up in the world of Nintendo. See you next time.